Hello all, you're with me Sharmila on this channel Learn to Excel. Today we are going to speak about the brainstorming session, the continuation of the topic. And so far we have seen what is brainstorming. Then we did see some of the rules that we need to apply whenever we are performing a brainstorming session. In today's class, we will see how to get the brainstorming session started. Okay, so let's begin. So a brainstorming session is done to arrive at solutions for problems at work. So it is very important to ensure that we plan the session well in advance from the beginning to the end until we put the solutions to action. Few things we must keep in mind is that brainstorming process will differ from project to project and from team to team. And we should not make a brainstorming methodology as a one fix for all solutions. So we should be able to choose where to apply this methodology to gain success for the problems that we might be facing. So with that in mind, let's see what are the steps we can follow while conducting the brainstorming session. First thing is define the problem and the goals. So the project leader or the manager who's driving the project should clearly define what the problem is and what is the end result or the goal that they are trying to accomplish. Okay, so that is very important. So the project manager or the leader should also be able to define what is the result that they are trying to achieve by fixing this problem through this brainstorming session. So that will become the basis for why we are calling the team for a brainstorming session. So that's the first step, defining the problem and the goals that we are trying to achieve. Second important thing is to choose your team and the facilitator. So based on the project focus, we should choose the team members who will be involved in the brainstorming session. They should be familiar with the project or the problem that we are facing and be knowledgeable enough to contribute to the session. Say for example, you are having a problem, a frequent problem with a machinery breakdown. So you should have all members working with the machinery. Say for example, members from IT, members or the team members who are using the machinery, the quality check teams, right? So you need to ensure you have all the stakeholders in the brainstorming session so that you are able to get the ideas from various perspectives. And also you need to have a facilitator who can drive the conversation and ensure that the uh, conversation or the brainstorming does not get diverted to a different topic or problem. Third important thing is come up with right questions to answer. So the facilitator or the project manager who's driving this session should establish what questions and tasks that they will assign to the team. Um, Keep this to one or two main questions to ensure that the session is as focused as possible and you're sticking to the right topic in the meeting. Okay, so it is very important that we have the right questions to ensure that team members are able to come up with the right ideas. Choose your brainstorming method. So we will cover what are the different types of brainstorming methodology, but there are various types. Okay, so since there are various types of brainstorming methodology, like your brain think, five eyes, rapid ideation, etc., we should be able to think through which technique or methodology will produce best results for the problems that we have at our hand. So it is important to choose the right methodology. Say for example, for creative projects, techniques like rapid ideation could be useful. For more complex or technical problems that we have, a five-eye analysis might be used. So try to use different types of brainstorming to see what will work best for your problem. Next thing is branch out for individual brainstorming. So once you have chosen your team who will participate in the brainstorming session, and you've uh, finalized on the methodology or the technique that you'll be using, you have to give the problem and the goal that you're trying to achieve to your team members and send them off to think the ideas individually. So this will help each and every individual to come prepared for the meeting with the ideas. So give them adequate time so that they think through the problem and the goal that you're looking for, so that when they come into the brainstorming session, it'll help them to flush out the ideas that they have thought through. For some brainstorming sessions, it might not be required. So you can directly start having the group sessions. So the next step would be to come back for a group brainstorming. So once you have sent out the team for individual brainstorming, you can bring them back for a group session. So this is where the fun begins, right? So using a brainstorming method, work through the sessions and capturing ideas. So I've always preferred capturing the ideas on post-it notes, and it makes that much easier and visible to all. So make sure to keep your meeting focused on the problem or the question at hand, and stick to only one type of brainstorming. The more focused your brainstorming meeting is, the better the results will be. Okay. Next thing is record new ideas. So in case there are new ideas coming up during the brainstorming session, ensure to keep track of all the ideas that are presented during the meeting. Okay, so it might turn out to be the best idea, which will serve your project goal, right? So it is important that you record all ideas and list down the new ideas separately, so that you can focus more on them to see if that is something which will help your project. Next important thing is make a project plan. Based on the outcomes of the brainstorming session, you can create a step-by-step project plan. This can include outlining the resources, the budget, deadlines that we need to have, the success metrics that we'll be using to gauge, as well as assigning the tasks or the responsibilities to your team. Finally, executing on the project. So once the project plan is ready, you can start executing on the project. So working towards achieving the team goal. So execute your project and assign the tasks to the individuals. Since you have made them part of arriving at the solution for the problem, the team will feel motivated, right? And they'll feel part of the plan, and it'll help them to contribute in a much better fashion, right? So it is important that uh, you involve the team members in the action plan, which will help us in bringing out the best solution or the results. Finally, review the results that you have worked on. So once a project is complete, review how you did and whether you achieved the desired results or not. This is a very critical step for auditing the effectiveness of the brainstorming session that you have had, whether it was effective for execution from the planning to the execution or not. Again, your steps might be different than what is outlined here. So remember that the methodology that you choose might differ from team to team, from a problem to a problem, or a project, depending on the project. Right, and your steps that is listed over here could also vary, right? But your goal should be to ensure that you have a plan in place before you start doing the brainstorming session, so that you can execute as per the requirements and come up with the best results through this session. Okay, so that is all for today's class. So in the next session, we will see some of the examples and the benefits of the brainstorming session. Thanks for being with me on this learning. If you have any feedback, please leave your comments in the comment section. Thank you.